What's up, my dudes? Valk here, and today we're going to be doing the final showcase of the new Christmas update with R++ Todoroki. I already got him done as well. You guys can see. Let's go look up Todoro. Todoro. Anyways, he's on Frozen Heart, Bright Burning Warrior, Prodigy, Awakened Power, Honor and Integrity, Unyielding Spirit, Youth, and Hero. He doesn't have a leader skill. I do want to get him all the way up to 65. So whenever I get more limit breaks from dailies, they're going to go into him. I'm going to keep upgrading him because I do think this is a pretty underrated passive, especially whenever you consider the S-Death's leader skill. His passive deal 40% damage 5 times to enemy over 5 seconds and stops enemy moving for a moment and take melt damage 100% of damage. So he has a whole bunch going on as DOT. He's a very, very strong DOT unit, and he's going to be able to apply a lot of damage over time. And that's what we're going to try to showcase today to see exactly how much damage he actually does. Because I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't know how much damage he does. I don't know if he's actually worth it. I don't know if it needs a buff. I don't know. And I'm going to try to figure that out today by doing some testing. And we're going to see together as to how good he possibly is. He could be really good. He could be really bad. I don't really know if he's good or bad, but we're going to find out, like I said. I used him a little bit, but I haven't brought him on his own to just test and see. I do know he's full AoE, so that part's pretty nice. So we're going to go ahead and put down an Oshi really quickly. Since he's full AoE, we'll put him over here to try to maximize the amount of time he has to attack an enemy. So we're going to pop this, pop this. Okay, now we're going to put him down and just see what he does. Off rip. Off rip, that's a pretty good attack stat. Standalone, 7.5k. That's an actual really cool animation. It's really fast, too. For a 6-second SPA, it's a really fast animation. That's good that it has such a fast startup. He's probably going to be able to pump out attacks really quickly. And then the next one, this is where he gains freeze. Notice he starts on fire, then he goes to freeze. And as you upgrade him more, he's going to turn to flamethrower. And then one more. Oh no, 2 more. And he gets frozen heat. This is when he gains his ice flame. And that's what it is. It's just a big kaboom. A very big kaboom. It looks like I'm playing in like 5 times speed, but I'm not. I'm playing only in 1 times. So next we're going to put him next to Oshi. We're going to see what he does with the buff and everything. Oshi buff, I think his attack stat is a little bit too low to take advantage of his passive. But we're going to find out. We're going to see. We're going to do this. Put all 3 down. And we're going to see exactly what kind of damage they can pump out. We're going to spawn in, I think just a 10 million HP enemy would be a good little test. So let's spawn in 10 mil. Let's go ahead. Kick up the speed. That way they have more time. And yeah, we're going to go there. I wonder what their range is real quick. Let me see. Decent range. Nothing crazy. Yeah, I think that's pretty decent range, honestly. Honestly speaking. Dude, they're actually doing really good damage. A lot more than I thought. Yeah, you guys can see the amount of damage they're actually pumping out. I think I need to pop a 100 billion HP enemy on them. 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is 100 mil. Maybe the 100 million enemy will last a little bit longer because the 10 million HP enemy just kind of exploded. So let's see how they're doing. Yeah, I don't know if they'll be able to handle 100 million HP enemy. They can go for quite a while, a little bit longer than others that we usually have. So let's see. I think they're just halfway through it now. Yeah. So this is kind of where they're going to be at. Like I said, they're not like, I don't think they're brutally overpowered. I don't think they're like Giga Strong. I think they're pretty good for what they offer because they also can proc freeze, which then S-Death can break. Like if I put S-Death down and they're frozen, I can do this and S-Death is just going to do crazy amounts of damage the second he actually gets frozen again. So yeah, you guys can see, like if S-Death is able to attack while they're frozen, bad timing, I guess. Bad timing. But you guys get the idea. So yeah, attack S-Death, do it. Yeah, there you go. There's the attack coming through on S-Death. S-Death gets big damage. But you guys can see their damage isn't any slouch either. 22, 27, 16.18 mil. I do think they're very strong units. I think they're pretty cracked, especially with S-Death on the team. They could potentially conflict with freeze too. So now here's the one thing I want to go over with all these freeze units. I wanted to make sure it was going to be during the last showcase. Like I said, Amelia still needs to get showcased. But I'm not entirely sure exactly how I want to go about that yet. Because like I said, I'm waiting on them to fix her. They said something's wrong with her summons. So she doesn't have her summons yet in game, so she's not a full unit, so I don't want to talk about her yet. But the one thing to remember with these freeze units is a lot of them need to freeze the enemy to go ahead and get their damage buff applied, like Doma, whenever Doma is the sole unit on a team. So ideally, you're only really running S-Death plus one other freeze. You're not going to run S-Death and Rukia. You could run S-Death, Rukia, Todoroki potentially, because Rukia's freeze 2 is not like super important, but you're not going to run like S-Death, Doma, and then Todoroki. You're probably going to run S-Death, Doma, and then like Makima to try to maximize Doma's attack. But you're not going to run another freeze because you can only freeze a unit once before they get put on the freeze cooldown or if they are frozen. And the unit that's freezing them is the one that's going to apply their damage. So that's something to really consider whenever you're making this Frozen Heart team, is the fact that you're not going to be able to really... you're really not going to be able to just like stack a bunch of freeze units and just have constant freezes. That's not the way it works. Only one unit's really going to be able to pump out freeze and use the freeze 2 procs and stuff like that. So you just want to make sure that the unit that you have that's pumping out freeze 2 is going to be able to kind of be the one to do the most damage, essentially, outside of S-Death, obviously, because S-Death is going to break the freeze and do a ton of damage on the break, essentially. Anyways, thank you guys all for watching. I think all the units from this update are really strong, except for Amelia. But like I said, I'm waiting to see what they do to fix her, because they said she's kind of broken right now. So hopefully they do fix her. But yeah, I think all these units are really strong. I think they're all worth your time. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.